to another episode.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Oh my gosh, I am still rushing around. I am not ready at all, but that's cool. It's just the other stuff right here. Content is loaded. But what is going on? Happy Saturday. I hope y'all have had a wonderful day so far. It has been crazy busy for me. Crazy. I am extremely tired. And I also have a early wake up in the morning too. So we are definitely going to not have a 1 a.m. type of night tonight. Because I gotta be on a strict bedtime to make sure this tiredness doesn't roll over into tomorrow. But without further ado, I definitely wanted to welcome y'all in. Back to another episode of the Daily Yappisode 34. We are on the come up. I appreciate y'all joining. Saturdays are usually a hit or miss, just because so many things happen on Saturday, especially with my son. They love to play a lot on Saturday. I said they, it's about to be they, but he loves to play a lot on Saturday. So Saturdays, I am usually so tired. But today we had a lot of other stuff going on, which consumed the entire day. Didn't get home till late, probably like 2 hours or so ago. Been gone since like 9 in the morning. So long day. But obviously, I definitely appreciate y'all for joining. I'm glad that some of y'all have your notifications on because, yes, Saturday is a hit or miss. But here we are. We got quite a bit to talk about tonight. There is a particular somebody that I wanted to highlight as far as her work because it is crazy. It's something that was brand new to me that I did not know. And she's in the thumbnail, obviously. And it's Anna Escobar. We're going to be talking about her video that she posted the other day. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, that I have not said or commented about it at all, as far as on YouTube or TikTok or any of that stuff. But I thought it was a great find that she did using these Google Trends again. So we're going to get into that. Obviously, we got some donkey of the days. We got a couple of housekeeping things that I wanted to hit on, some things on X as well. So if you are new to the channel, please hit the sub button. We're on the road to 23K. I appreciate all the support along the way. We are definitely growing fast. And I'll keep that part for the housekeeping. And make sure everybody hits the like button as well. That helps the algorithm. That helps pushes everything where it needs to be in the right places. I forgot about my TikTok family. I'm sorry. 1 second. Can't forget about the TikTok family. A lot of people first started following from TikTok. So I always got to loop in the TikTok family because some people just don't like to switch back and forth, go to new platforms and all of that good stuff. So let's see who I'm on time today. I appreciate it. Thank you for being on time for sure. I'm not that far off time. I did have it at 10:40. I pushed it back to 10:45, but I was like 10:47 today. Finally catching a live Yap tuning in from St. Paul. What is that, Minnesota? In case you need a pen, I believe I do. I believe St. Paul needs a pen. I got you. St. Louis, Missouri. What's going on? I think I have a St. Louis, Missouri, but welcome. What is up? What's up? I'm so glad y'all came. Because sometimes I just remember the days. I'm telling you, I remember a long time, not even long. It was really in March. In March, it used to be 2 of us in here. And it used to be fun. It used to really be fun. So now, like, it's 27 people. I get excited. I'm like, this is exciting. You know what I mean? Usually it's so hard to find anybody to like talk with about like some of these things that's going on in this space. Especially like family. Like, I don't know about y'all. My family don't care about any of this. My wife don't care about any of this. So I'm not going around talking to multiple people um, about, all of this stuff going on. They quite frankly don't really care. So I'm like, I need somebody to talk to about it. And so that's what I finally got into it. And so I just be excited. I'd be excited when it was back in March and it was two of us, three of us in the chat. And I used to be like watching some of Erica's videos for the first time because like I didn't even see her speech she made when she was rubbing the chair. Like, so I was watching that for the first time. It was like two of us. And we was having a blast. I was enjoying the fact that I could talk to somebody and just get my thoughts off. So I am extremely grateful for every single person, and I hope to provide a safe space for everyone as well that y'all can feel the exact same way. Look at you being a good father. Hey, we got little Yap number 2. Yapper number 2 is gonna be here in like 2 weeks or so. So yeah, I'm trying. I appreciate it. You have cool hair. Why do you cover it up? I don't know. I'm always like in the house, and the only time I really take my do rag off is like if I'm going somewhere that's like a little bit more formal and stuff like that. But majority of the time when I'm at the house, I'm in the clothes that I am about to go to sleep in. So I wear my do rag to sleep. I don't really like being in a straight do rag on the show. You know what I mean? So I just throw my hat on most of the time. But what I have on, I go to sleep in. So I already be ready for bed, and we do the show, and then I hop off and get straight into bed, brush my teeth, do all the little stuff like that, and I just go to bed. But yeah, a lot of people when I first got on TikTok, a lot of people was trying me because I do wear a do rag like 23/7. 23 hours of the day, I definitely wear a do rag, and people was like, "You must be bald." And oh, I'm like, no, bro. I promise you, you can go back and find videos of me not having a do rag on. I have waves. I have a low cut. I have waves. You can kind of see them. My hairline is normal. I just like wearing the do rag. I just like being comfortable. So, um, yeah. Every now and then I will not have it on, but it's rare. It's rare. Um, we're all on time today. No, I live. Oh, my husband don't get. That's funny. Your husband don't care either. We all in the same place. We all in the same place. North Shore, Louisiana. Okay. I definitely don't have that. I got to do that one. So we got 2 so far that I know for a fact we don't have. Mike Euro told me I wasn't going to die if I miss Candace the other day because he wouldn't stop talking about it. He's driving me nuts. That is funny. My coworkers be waiting on me to give them weekly update. It's been a long 9 months. Bro, I just had a friend tell me the Netherlands. I need that one. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think I need to add that one. Columbia, I got you. Hogansville, Georgia. I think I need to add that. Oh, cool. So I got a lot of comments to go back and add a pin for y'all. I just had a friend text me and said, he's like, I'll try to give him like an update every now and then on the Charlie Kirk investigation. And he texted me literally about an hour ago. He was like, yo, Candace just said like Erica had a different last name or something like that. Because he didn't really understand the reference, or he didn't really understand what's going on as far as everybody saying, France Vey. So he was like, does Erica have like this secret last name that nobody knew about? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's so funny talking to people that's like not really into it, like rather they're kind of behind, they don't really know what's going on. Am I reading these TikTok comments? Yeah, I go back and forth. I can't read every single one of them, but I'm looking at TikTok comments and I'm looking at YouTube comments over here. But it was funny. I was trying to catch him up a little bit. I don't even speak to my coworkers like that. Wow. That's just a distraction talking about do-rags. All right. I can't tell on the map. I'm Detroit. I think no, I see Detroit right there. So I got you. All right. Without further ado, I appreciate y'all for joining. Let's go through a couple of housekeeping things first, because I definitely wanted to address some things that I just felt like it was necessary to address. I got a couple of people upset with me and my content. And that's okay. You have every right to feel how you feel. I don't really mind it. I'm used to any type of criticism, as that's what social media is. But I have a couple of people upset, and majority of the time, people get upset when you question their favorite podcaster. And it just it's this, I don't know, it's this weird thing that I'm not really used to, because I try to tell everybody, give everybody a heads up that I am a free thinker, truly, right? Not just a free thinker when it's convenient. I'm a free thinker truly through and through. So that's just me. And it doesn't matter who it is, I'm gonna have questions. And my questions, you might say, hey, I don't like your delivery on the question or something like that. Maybe sure, that could be something I could work on. But I will question absolutely anybody and everybody. That doesn't mean I don't like people and I'm doubting them. I think y'all get a lot of that confused. Not everyone, but I think a lot of people that choose to not like me or not follow me no more, they get that confused. Me questioning, like, oh, Baron, that doesn't really make sense. And I ask a lot of questions after that. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're attacking them. Whose side are you on? I'm like, what are you talking about? So I just want to hit on a particular comment that I saw from last night's live. And I was gonna respond to it with typing, but I was like, I don't really feel like doing all that typing. So let me just pull it up on the screen and talk about it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go, right here. All right. So whether this person watches the live tonight or not, I don't really care. But this is the comment I'm talking about in question. Can this go away up here? This can't go away. Why can't this big old thing? Hold on, let me try to get this out the way. All right, you know what? Hold on, let me go this way, this way. Let me do something real quick so I can pull it up easier. Got that. All right. Okay. I had to take a screenshot really quick so it can come up and everybody can see it. All right, so this is the comment I'm talking about right here, in question. And again, I don't really care if this person ends up watching it back. That's the whole point. But this person commented after yesterday's video, which I'll get into a little bit. And it says, you're acting like a child, you're impatient just because you don't understand something or it doesn't make sense to you. Doesn't mean everyone has to drop what you want for your convenience. You expect people to follow your rules. What's the rush? Charlie is dead, so you have your points. I try to watch you, but sometimes these demands are really annoying. Why don't you do your own investigation? Why don't you try to get tips instead of expecting Candace, Barron, and others to drop things? So that's the comment in question that I wanted to address, because there are, I try to create a safe space, but every now and then, like when I see a couple of negative comments, I like to read it and see what people think. I don't mind constructive criticism at all. It's a safe space, truly, through and through. Now, addressing this thing right here. Number one. I'm not a child at all. I'm not acting like a child at all. I think believing anybody 100% of the time is childlike behavior, because that's what my son would do. I can tell my son the color of the grass came from a man coming by and spray painting everything green. He would believe me. That's a child that follows anybody blindly 100% of the time. So calling me, like acting like I'm a child just because I'm just questioning everyone, doesn't mean that I think that they're in on it at all. But calling me some type of child just because I'm holding people to the same standard that they're holding others to is just kind of weird. So impatient and all that other stuff. I don't know. Just the condescending comments and all of that is just annoying. It's unnecessary. Just because you don't want or just because you don't understand something or it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean everyone has to drop what you want for your convenience. I that's not at all what I want people to do. I say it all the time. I say that doesn't really make sense to me. I'm not really understanding that. I think it would be great for the people who do understand to explain it to me. That's the whole point. So this comes after yesterday's video, right? Yesterday's video, Candace and Barron dropped that, emergency podcast, all of that other stuff. And I don't know how many times yesterday, I literally don't know how many times yesterday I told people Candace and Barron deserve their flowers. They have done so much for this investigation. We wouldn't be this far without them. I have tweets, I have TikToks, I have everything in this world saying these two people were like, especially Barron as an up and coming podcaster. But I'm like, these two people were needed voices in 2026 and 2025 as well, towards the end of 2025, especially Barron. Nobody really knew him, and now he is somebody that is on the scene. They are needed. They have been amazing. I have said that. I also said that in order for the foundation to be based on truth and everybody pursuing truth, sometimes Barron and Candace, they gatekeep information. They do. And I said it's reasonable and it's understandable why they gatekeep information. Because sometimes you have to. And I just simply said yesterday that Barron, when he was going into his whole spiel about how he's not gatekeeping, I literally said, look, listen, I understand what you're saying, but it is gatekeeping. Okay. But that's besides the point. But it is gatekeeping. And I understand why you're gatekeeping. But I just simply said that I don't really understand the TPUSA has 2 weeks to come out and say something and all of whatever that was going on yesterday. And I simply said, I don't really understand this, today has to be the day that we have to drop these pictures. I just said, I don't really understand that because what happened for today to be today? And then when the pictures dropped, I said, well, we saw most of these pictures already. So I don't really know what more, like, what is it that TPUSA would have to come out and say against those new pictures when those new pictures, we're literally trying to speculate and see what we can see. So because of that, TPUSA isn't going to come out and say anything. So I'm literally just questioning everything that I'm seeing, not in a negative way. I'm just simply chopping it up with everybody. I'm just telling you exactly what I think I'm saying in the mic. That's why it's a Yappisode. That's why we're talking about it. I am not somebody that is going to sit here and be your Candace stan or Barron stan, and I'm sitting here meat riding Candace every single. It's just not going to happen. I'm 30 years old with 2 kids. Okay, I'm not that attached to anybody. Okay, I love certain content. I love Candace's content. I love Barron's content. I believe them most of the time. But there are going to be times where I'm going to be like, that doesn't really make sense to me. And y'all can't get in y'all feelings just because I'm sitting here questioning your favorite podcaster. What I am doing is doing my best to pursue truth. That's it. And I'm not calling them liars. I'm just simply saying that we had the SUV pictures for quite some time, for some months. So when they dropped that, I was like, well, what was so emergency about dropping these? Like, this is great, but what's new about these SUV pictures that's all of a sudden going to make TPUSA come out? This is a back and forth conversation with everybody in the comments. We're all just trying to speculate. We're all trying to figure out what's going on. And then I also stated a fact, you can like it or not, but I also stated that Candace said in her podcast She said, when the SUV photos first came out, she said, I have these unseen SUV photos. We're gonna talk about them all today. Before the episode came out, she ended up dropping 2 in that episode, and that was it. And she said, I can't share anymore because they're explicit or something like that. And in my mind, I was like, well, you just said you was gonna share them all on X. So how are y'all mad at me for just holding her to the same standard? Like, hey, just be truthful. You did say you was gonna share them all. What happened? Then she said, I'm gonna put them on my website. I check the website every day. She never did. Nor did she ever explain what happened. But y'all are mad at me for just saying, hey, that's kind of odd. Why would you do that, Candace? You know what I mean? But instead, y'all are like, don't question her. How dare you? Things take time. And I'm like, I'm not denying any of that. I'm literally just holding people to the same standard, the same way that Baron and Candace would love for somebody at TPUSA to come out and speak the truth. They're just as afraid, right? Sometimes people gatekeep information because they don't want to share their cards because maybe they're afraid. This is real life. People try to hit comments with me like that all the time. This is real life. You can't be making blah, blah. I get that. But you have to understand that is the same situation people at TPUSA are in. It's real life. So it's like, I don't know. Yes, I was annoyed when I read this comment. If you can't tell. What's the rush? Charlie is dead. And then she said you expect people to follow your rules. The only rule I have is just to be honest. That's really it. Just be honest. And I told y'all before plenty of times, we're in the middle of their chess game. So please stop pretending like you know the chess move. Right? Sometimes we do. I will admit that. Sometimes we know exactly the angle. But you have to understand, if we can identify the chess game, why would y'all think TPUSA can't identify the chess game? So that's what I'm saying. I just need y'all to think sometimes. Sometimes things aren't chess. Anyways, the rules I have is just holding each other to the same exact standards. That's all. What's the rush? Charlie is dead. So you have your points. I'm not necessarily in a rush. All I'm saying is if you have information that can be shared to help the case, I think it's okay to do that. Barron specifically said yesterday there are several podcasters that have a lot of information and they're not sharing it. And I'm the bad guy for being like, that's weird. That's crazy. The same way Barron called Candace and said, man, we talked and something that I had, she ended up having the other half and we put it together and blah, blah. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's great. But I'm also like, yeah, if a lot more people did that and stop gatekeeping, right? And I'm not saying share all your cards, but I'm saying, yes, that's the whole point of gatekeeping. But if a lot of more people share some things, maybe somebody else can say, hey, I got this, I got that. Now we just solved 2 or 3 things. So instead of y'all accusing me of waiting for Barron and Candace, it seems like y'all are waiting for Barron and Candace to do something. And then the last part, she just says, I try to watch you, but sometimes these demands are really annoying. Why don't you do your own investigation? Again, I am a commentator. It's hard to be an investigator because you have to have insiders. If you just heard Barron yesterday, there's many investigators that are holding information. I don't do that. It would be hard for me to do that. So that's not my thing. I'm a commentator. I've said that a million times. I'm not going to be doing deep dives because I'm not somebody that could just hold information all the time. If I did a deep dive and I found something, I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is something that I've been trying to work on. And it's hard. If it was easy, all of these people would be locked up. If it was easy to find. I've been trying to figure out where Erica was the morning of 9/10 because I believe she was in Utah. Barron talked about it for one episode, maybe 1 or 2 episodes. He hasn't really hit on it ever since. I believe she was in Utah. Somebody at TPUSA, an associate, hit me up randomly and was like, bro, we were told that she had plans to go there. And I've been trying to figure that out. How can we figure that out? I don't know. Somebody out there knows. But it's hard to do it because everybody is not Baron and Candace. Everybody's not. So it's not that simple to just say, oh, go do your own research. No. How about if everybody wants truth for what happened to Charlie, 35 podcasters can't be gatekeeping. That's just facts. But y'all ain't trying to hear that, though. But, I just need y'all to, yes, I was irritated. Yes, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. Yes, I was annoyed when I read that. But investigating is not my thing. Thank you. Investigating is not my thing whatsoever. I'm a commentator. When I see stuff, I provide commentary and my thoughts. And a lot of people are okay with that. A lot of people are perfectly fine with that. Coming in the Yap community and just providing a space for saying anything and everything. And it's a safe space for a reason. Bring out your thoughts. Even if it's been plenty of times where people came in here and said, man, I don't know about Candace, man. She's kind of shady. And I'm like, oh, well, tell me why. Like, what you think? And explain. That's it. Something Charlie wanted everybody to do. Imagine if somebody came in the chat right now and said, man, I don't know about Candace, man. She's kind of strange. I said, get out the chat. Somebody, mods, kick this person out the chat. Like, what are we doing, bro? I just don't understand these arguments, man. I'm seeing people come around finally questioning Tucker. I've been catching heat questioning Tucker. I've been catching smoke because everybody and their mama got an excuse for Tucker Carlson. But wait until your favorite podcaster start questioning Tucker. Now all of a sudden, oh, look, it was a chess game. Look, now it's so that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta stop doing that, bro. I've been questioning Tucker for quite some time. I've admitted that it could be plenty of angles. I'm not oblivious to how many angles it could be. That's the part of being open-minded. I said Tucker should come out because Charlie stood 10 toes behind him while he was alive. Tucker knows exactly what happened. Tucker has quotes that says, tell the truth because you're going to die anyway. So why you hold on? He said that. But when I hold him to that same standard, I'm the bad guy. Just because I'm questioning your favorite politician or your favorite political figure. I've even said it, and I've said disclaimers. I said, I like Tucker Carlson. I like him. 90% of things that Tucker says, I like. However, with the Charlie Kirk investigation, he's oddly quiet. He's not a quiet man. If you can't tell, he has a documentary on absolutely everything. He investigates everybody. But he doesn't want to investigate Charlie Kirk. Blake Neff, somebody that he put on with Charlie Kirk and said he's such a great individual. Blake Neff just came out the other day and called Tucker Carlson a liar. In the same conversation about Charlie Kirk, we ain't talking about something totally different. Tucker Carlson said the people that knew Charlie Kirk, his close friends, like me, like others, we believe that he was killed because of him changing, him turning his back on Izzy. And Blake Neff said, Tucker, you wasn't in that group. You're lying. You know how crazy that is? Your friend is dead, and the person that you put him on with is calling you a liar in public in front of everybody? Yes. Tucker Carlson should come out and say something. Him not saying nothing, instead him saying, no, I love Erica, and I never plan on, I don't even want to know what's going on. I don't care to know what's going on. That's a problem. But when I say that, I'm the freaking bad guy every time. It gets annoying. I can't even lie. Because it's almost like, what do y'all really want? Do y'all want truth? Or do you just want to wait for, I have no idea. I don't know. My brain don't operate that way for whatever the hell y'all want. I'm finding every single person. If I have a question about them, I'm going to ask it. But I just need y'all to just, I don't know, if it just figure out what your foundation is and stick to it. And you have to apply that same reasoning and logic to every single individual. Every single individual. Nobody should trust anybody 100% of the time. Nobody. You should always have your own thoughts, your own opinions, and don't be afraid to speak it. That's what Charlie wanted for you. I had to get that off. I've been thinking about that all day because it annoyed. It's not the first person, but it annoyed me. It annoyed me. Um, I had to take a deep breath. I was thinking about that all day, man. It was just so annoying because I'm just tired of seeing stuff like that. People telling me what to do. And they're like, well, that's because you're telling Baron and Candace what to do. I'm not really telling them what to do. I'm just holding them to the same standard that they hold everybody else to. Y'all got so upset with me about me saying the Aspen video. People got so upset with me. I literally was like, bro, Candace asking Andrew Covet to drop the Aspen video, like for permission to drop the Aspen video, is weird. Because Andrew Covet's not gonna reply. When do they ever, when it comes to stuff like that? And then I said, y'all, I think it's kind of strange that Candace already dropped 35 seconds of the Aspen video. I don't think there's no legal protection over the video. She already dropped 35 seconds of it. And then it's, oh, bro, you don't trust her no more? And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense. That's all I'm saying. Oh, maybe that part is protected. Well, if you listen to the same podcast I listened to, Candace said that Charlie never says those words. So the part of the video that you think is protected doesn't even really exist if he never said those words. So if I'm just having a conversation with you going back and forth, you're trying to explain to me something that I just don't understand and disagree with, because your explanation is just, to be honest, not good enough for me. It doesn't satisfy me. Then you can't automatically just say whose side are you on. I'm like, no, I just need a better explanation. Same as yesterday. All I said was I need a better explanation for Baron for when he said, I just called Candace and I felt like it was time. I'm like, time for what? Like, who did what to make y'all? Nobody has ever questioned the SUV photos. Maybe Gary and Lisa, but nobody from CPUSA has ever came out and disputed the SUV photos. The SUV is auctioned and sold off. They already know that. So I don't think anybody. So that's why I was like, what happened? What do you mean today's the day? And people got so upset about that. I'm just like, I'm just annoyed with that. But I do apologize for ranting. I just needed to get that off. I appreciate it if y'all stuck through that and allowed me to blow off that steam. So I appreciate it. But let me get to the content. I will definitely get to all the comments, most of the comments tonight when we get to the end. Couple of things I wanted to pull up before we get to the meat of the content, which is Anna's findings. We have a couple of things that I wanted to go through. One is a tweet that somebody put out about Tucker Carlson that I hope more people start to question Tucker Carlson. Not for, nobody's trying to say he's a shady individual and all of that other stuff. Like, we just simply saying, Tucker, bro, just speak up, dog. Charlie was your boy. Just speak up. Charlie dead. He can't even speak for himself. Just speak up. You got so many quotes and so many different things of you saying, speak the truth. Always say the truth, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it costs you. I have videos. I'm not going to show it tonight because I'm already got something else planned. But there's plenty of videos that Tucker Carlson says, speak the truth, even if it costs you. Tucker Carlson could be very afraid. He could be. But it kind of contradicts what you stand for. You know what I mean? Because he literally said, speak the truth, you're going to die anyway. So now all of a sudden he's afraid. So this person right here, this person, it's not even pulled up yet. I'm sorry. This person right here, Sarah Lyons Jeffrey. Oh, my fault. Jeffrey. Wow, I've never seen it spelled like that before. She says, Dear Tucker, I won't pretend I understand how you feel about the death of your friend. I'm torn up and I didn't even know him. I know you were friends. Let me see. I know you were friends to not only Charlie, but also most of the top leaders at TPUSA. I know that put you in a sticky situation. But Tucker, the very man who stood up for when no one else, I'm assuming you, maybe. The very man who stood up for you when no one else would has come out. Not out of a closet yet. He came out to say you weren't close. Oh, okay, I see now. He came out to say you weren't close with Charlie. Blake Schneff said you guys weren't close. You know that's a lie. It's time to stop playing both sides and take a stance for Charlie. You know the behavior of everyone at TPUSA is shady. You know Erica Franzwe's behavior is shady. You know they are lying. You owe it to Charlie. Do it for Charlie. Admit you know what they did is not okay. You already claimed it was Izzy. You know they needed their asset, or my fault, their assist to pull this off. Even if you believe the assist was only a cover-up, it's not okay. Charlie deserves more from you. He deserves more from the very few who were his actual friends. Charlie wanted you to go max. It's time to go max. Go max on these SOBs. Sincerely, we are Charlie Kirk with this picture right here. And I don't know how many times I've said that. I could not agree more. I could not agree more. And these are the things that I'm saying that maybe that's what I'm here for, to bridge the gap of people that are just afraid to speak up to their favorite person. Maybe, and I could be that person because y'all know me. I've never cared about trying to be everybody's friend, bro. I don't know folks. You know what I mean? Like I would call our community that's here right now great people that I love to associate myself with. Everybody that's here right now, because clearly we're all like-minded. But as far as like the cliques, I don't care to be a part of that at all. So I think a lot of people are afraid to call out stuff like this. And I don't know why, but again, maybe that's what I'm here for. But I could not agree more. I've said that about Tucker for almost the last month and a half. And I've also kept all of the options open of Tucker being afraid because there's a serious threat. Maybe he's being threatened by the same person or entity or group that Erica's being threatened by. And that's why he's kind of just gluing with her, because they're kind of like, hey, we in the same boat. Let's just thug it out. Maybe. But we just don't know that. So nobody can really be upset with anybody because we don't know that. All I can do is go off of what I do know. And what I know is that the people that Tucker Carlson is standing up for is lying to the public every single day. Is gaslighting the public every single day. They're calling us demonic every single day. That is something that Tucker always talks about rejecting. But now all of a sudden he's okay with being affiliated with people that do that. That's kind of strange. So nobody's asking. I understand it's very tough for Tucker Carlson. I can understand maybe the potential guilt of you knowing that you caused all this pressure on Charlie. Because when he spoke at SAS, that sparked it all. Charlie didn't want to cancel Tucker, and they started pulling money and funds and all this other stuff. So maybe he has like this, I owe Erica my life because I caused that pressure on Charlie. Maybe he feels terrible for the kids. Maybe. I just know that he knows that Charlie was done wrong. And for somebody like Tucker to do a whole documentary on Bibi Netanyahu, 9/11, all these different things that he just digs and digs and digs, and he Thomas Crooks or whatever with Butler, all these different things. But with Charlie, he's like, I don't want to know. I'm not interested in knowing. That's fine, bro. But he has to be okay with taking criticism. He has to. Because that doesn't sound right to me. That's kind of weird. That you're everything that he'll say is wrong about the Charlie Kirk investigation, and that kind of bothers him. The people he's cool with push out that agenda. The feds a lot. They push it onto all of us. But he's like, no, I love all of them. I love Blake Neff. I love Erica. And I'm like, nah, bro, that's weird. But again, I keep an open mind to everything. And I don't know why Tucker isn't coming out. But this is what I talked about yesterday. That is the hard truth. And yeah, I do need to look into his son, because apparently his son has came out way more than him. But this is the part I was talking about yesterday, when you have so many people not coming out. What do y'all expect to come out of this? Just a question. I'm not sitting here trying to jump to a conclusion, none of that stuff. I'm just simply saying, when you have so many different people that refuses to speak and talk on it, I mean, we're beating a dead horse here. Like, Tucker Carlson won't even come out and speak on Charlie Kirk. TPUSA employees are under like NDAs and, you know, all of that stuff. So that's why I think it's important. Again, you're not showing all your cards, but that's why I think it's important to reveal as much as we can, as necessary as possible. Sometimes maybe more than others, but that's why it's important. So that's why it did kind of bother me when I heard multiple podcasters and multiple people have so many different things that would help this case, but they're not dropping it because everybody's trying to catch TPUSA in a lie. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you can catch them in a lie. You could. But TPUSA, until the FBI or the feds they are the feds, but the authorities care about that lie, that's what I mean by, like, bro, certain things we can definitely be like, bro, come on. We can catch them in a lie all we want to. But it's just so many people not talking that just irks me. I saw something. I saw a comment, but I can't find it no more. But yeah, that was an interesting tweet. The next thing I wanted to bring up was I'm gonna go backwards a little bit before we get into Anna's video. Donkey of the Day, obviously, always got one. Today is Frank Turek. Frank Turek says some interesting things to Newsmax. Newsmax is obviously very biased. They tend to always have Turning Point USA on there. Turning Point USA tends to go to Newsmax or Fox News. I believe that's an affiliate, so I'm not surprised. But let's take a listen to Frank Turek and on why he's Donkey of the Day. I'm not even really going to give it away. I'm going to let y'all listen to it first. Let me pull it up right quick. Yes, Donkey of the Day does come from the Breakfast Club. Yes, it does. I've always loved that from the very first time I've heard it.
If you come after a widow or the fatherless, God says, I will hunt you down with the sword and kill you. It also says in Deuteronomy 19 that if you falsely accuse someone of a crime and you're found out, you get the penalty of the crime. So if you falsely accuse someone of murder, you're the one that gets executed.
I got to bring this up because I know that it's just, to me, the enemy is working through this woman's mouth. Candace Owens, just on her show last night, brought you up again and tries to paint you again as somebody that had something to do with, knowledge of, or was even a part of the killing of Charlie Kirk. What do you think is driving?
man, it drives me insane how freely they talk about the devil and just attach the devil to people. Erica did the same thing. Erica called that girl that screamed out in the crowd. Erica, you know, I don't even like saying her last name because she don't deserve Kirk. But she was like, Erica protects pedos or something like that. And then that one girl in the crowd was like, so? That was crazy. But when she walked out, even Erica was like something like, you know, the enemy. And I'm like, are you calling this girl possessed? The devil is with her? Y'all got to stop doing that. That's crazy. But they're doing it right here. Like the enemy is controlling Candace. That's like some weird. These folks ain't Christians, if we just want to be completely honest. I don't know why these folks I don't know why so many people allow them to talk like this, but you can't be on the news telling your audience that the devil is in Candace. That's diabolical.
I got to bring this up because I know that it's just, to me, the enemy is working through.
I might have that wrong. Tucker's brother or Tucker's son. One of them, I think it's his brother. So I might have said the wrong name, but I think it's his brother that speaks out against the Charlie Kirk investigation and finds it odd. I think
this woman's mouth, Candace Owens, just on her show last night, brought you up again and tries to paint you again as somebody that had something to do with, knowledge of, or was even a part of the killing of Charlie Kirk. What do you think is driving her to share this kind of madness like that?
Well, as I just said, David, we had a murder, which is what Satan will do. And since the murder, right after the memorial service, what have we had out of Candace Owens? Slander, accusations, and lies seeking to steal, kill, and destroy. She wants to burn down Erica Kirk. She wants to burn down TPUSA. She's going after people that love Charlie. She calls herself a friend of Charlie. How is it love that you're going after, first of all, his widow, and secondly, all the people around him who were mentoring him and serving him, trying to make him better than he already was? How does that make any sense?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. If you could say one thing to Candace, what would you say?
I would say repent. We're praying for you, Candace.
On national TV. On national TV talking about, I'm going to need you to repent. Frank Turek, you literally lied. You literally lied about the CPR situation. And you sit here telling her to repent. Do you know what happens when you lie in the Old Testament? Because that's the whole point. He's bringing up the Old Testament. There's only another, not the only, but there's another group of people that weaponizes the Old Testament. If you're a real true believer, you're a Christian, you abide by the New Testament. You're aware of the Old Testament and you understand the purpose of it and what life used to be before Jesus died on the cross. But you don't reference 2026 lifestyle and compare it to the Old Testament. And say, oh, God said he's, you know, I'm trying to keep it PG, but he eliminates people who talk about widows. Are you serious? You know how many people God struck and eliminated immediately in the Old Testament for little things? You would sin one time and you would die. But those people over there and the Zionists and all that, they love to weaponize the Old Testament. And it's like, hold on, if you're such a true believer of Christ, why don't you reference what Jesus said? There's plenty of whatever Bible you have. There's a Bible that has a lot of red text that says Jesus said this. They don't ever do that. It's always Deuteronomy and all of these old Testament scriptures. And it's like, bro, when Jesus came down and died on the cross for our sins, we abide by the New Testament, or else we would all be dead every single day. Every day we would fall short, we would die. And it's just annoying that you got people like Erica Kirk, who swears up and down she's this Christian woman, and she allows these people to speak like this. I don't know if Frank Terry is more than likely still affiliated with TPUSA, but she allows these people to speak like this. She allowed Dana, whatever her name was, to say the widow, when all she did was search up widow in the Bible And when it came up with all the scriptures, and all she did was copy and paste them all over and just read them. No context. And all of them came from the Old Testament. And you got Erica, who's supposed to be this whole proclaim 365 and teach all of this Bible stuff. And she got these people up on stage with a platform spewing this BS. It's crazy. I saw somebody in the comments said they question CO. Why? This is what we here for. All right. This is what we're here for. Safe space. But definitely explain, please. Why do you feel like you're questioning Candace?
You should follow the truth, not slander, not accusations, not lies. You know, she has a.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm definitely not. I'm not downplaying the Old Testament. Like, there's a lot of gems in the Old Testament. Absolutely. But you cannot reference the Old Testament to 2026, to life in 2026, and say, God said, if you said this about a widow, he'll eliminate you. Are you trying to tell us that God is about to eliminate Candace Owens? Why would you bring that up? Life isn't that. The whole point of Jesus is that way. Now he wants to get to it, talking about repent. If you feel like you can repent and turn away, ask for forgiveness. The Old Testament didn't work like that, Frank Turek.
War on reality, really. Part of the war on reality relies on slander, accusations, and lies seeking to steal, kill, and destroy. And so,
yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. I personally don't. I've already received enough smoke for that, actually. So I'm gonna stay silent on that one.
So I pray for Candace. I think she's a wonderful talent if she would direct her talents in the right direction toward the Lord and not away from the Lord. Because as you know, in the Old Testament in particular, it says that
yeah, he's finna say some more BS. But yes, I don't know if I was, saying it wrong. I'm definitely not telling anybody that the Old Testament doesn't matter. It does. I read the whole Bible one time. Erica says she did it cover to cover several times. I will not be doing it several times. Did it once, but yeah, I'm not. If I said it like that, I apologize. I definitely wasn't saying the Old Testament is like unnecessary or it doesn't matter anymore or none of that. I'm just using it. I'm saying that you cannot manipulate the Old Testament or weaponize the Old Testament for something that's going on in 2026, as in saying that if you don't do what God says, he said that he'll eliminate you. Okay, whoa, that's God did some crazy things in the Old Testament, some crazy stuff, right? But you cannot tell people in 2026 that God said he'll eliminate you if you talk about a widow. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? But Frank Turek is definitely a donkey today. Now, without further ado, let's get into Anna's video so that way we don't waste too much time tonight. Because y'all know I got a hard stop. Let me pull her up really quick. But it's just insane, man. You got these people. They just mix in politics with faith, man, and it's annoying. I'm just being honest, and some of y'all may not like it, but I've told y'all before. I don't think Charlie. Charlie's a human being. He's a regular person, so he's not perfect. I think that he was aware of quite a few things going on, and he. It sucks, but he was a part of it. Not all of it, some of it. He let a lot of stuff slide, and a lot of stuff went under his nose. But, I was looking at an old video of Charlie today, and he was in, he was talking about the Butler assassination attempt or whatever. And he brought up a couple of times, like it was God. It was God. By the grace of God, Trump turned slightly to the left or whatever, and it nicked his ear. By the grace of God, Trump did that. And I literally was like, when you have the full context of why Trump was shot at, that, you know what I mean? We know because of Candace that Trump told Charlie and Andrew Covett that he was taking Miriam Adelson's $100 million, or was it more than that? Yeah, like $100 million, and he was going to take it and F her over. And this is all speculation here, but it's the most logical reasoning on what happened that day. It's what makes the most sense. And he got that warning shot fired at him of like, yeah, you think you're playing with the wrong one, and pure speculation. But Andrew Covett, working for both sides, he used to work for the Adelson family. So I'm just assuming Andrew Covett, the secret agent, went back and reported to his bosses. But when you have the full context and you know that Trump was really just shot at as a warning from what he said that he would do, then you got to think about how, you know, again, Charlie didn't know, maybe, I don't know. He knew the conversation happened. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But, you know, him saying that God saved him, and it's like, I don't think so, bro. Because then literally 5 seconds, 10 seconds after that, Charlie said, let's do a moment of silence for the person that was killed, which was behind Trump. So that's why I'm like, again, you can't say God saved Trump. By the grace of God, Trump was saved. But then let's have a moment of silence for the man that lost his life right behind Trump. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, it's just this one of them things, man. One of them things. Conversation for another day. But let me get to it. So Anna Escobar, she is super dope. Let me share her page really quick. Here she is right here. Super dope. She is honestly kind of like on that investigator side. So she drops a lot of information that I listen to. I listen to a lot of people. I'm open to absolutely anybody and everybody. I just love content in general. So I listen to everybody's different angles, everybody's different theories, even everybody that hate Blake Betnar's. You know, I'm not really a fan of him talking trash about people. Because I know, like, I understand why he's upset. I understand it. You know, Candace completely dogged him, so he's butthurt. And now the Mike theory is coming around, and so he's super butthurt. But I still, like, if he drops something about like the necklace theory, I'm open to anything and everything. I don't shut people out just because somebody else is shutting them out. But Anna's super dope. So go give her a sub. You see her right here. She has 2,000 subs. Go give her a sub. She is her work is phenomenal. I love listening to all the different things she discovers. But she made a video about a Google trend, or not about a Google trend. She made a video about the Google trends that, you know, Barron discovered back in the day. And you know, she did some research on where it was coming from and who was there, just to see if she can find anything. And I feel like y'all should definitely hear her findings. Obviously, it's a 47-minute video, but I'm gonna try to see if we can skip to her findings, because some people may not know this information, and I found this out for the first time.
Address. Excuse me. That aircraft was in both places. No-goes and the street address for Timpanogos. That's weird. Okay. Let's keep checking. Oh, wait a second. April 20th? Well, gosh, there's two on this one. There's two. And in fact, they went to our greatest ally. And then they went to, do you know what airport that is, guys? Well, that's Larnaca. Well, that's interesting. So two aircraft. So one of them went to the greatest ally, and one of them went to Larnaca.
And again, she's talking about the Google trends that Barron discovered a minute ago. But I can't remember which one she's looking at. It was either the Timpanogos Hospital, or it was Tyler Robinson, or it was something that was obviously strange. And she went to the location to see the planes that were coming out of that location that was searching those related things around Charlie Kirk, when the Charlie Kirk pop didn't even happen yet. So that's what she's doing right now, seeing if there's anybody's plane that was at these locations at the time of these searches.
Antarctica. That's interesting. Well, okay, no, wait a second. Here's another day. May 10th. Yep, another day that those Google searches were happening. And those Google searches were originating in Jerusalem and in Larnaca. It's funny. Look at that. That aircraft was in both places. I mean, it was in the last one too, if you notice. Gosh, it went from our greatest ally to Larnaca. Well, that's strange. I said, well, there's no way, right? There's no shot. Oh, May 23rd. Oh, another day that those Google trends were happening in both our greatest ally and in Larnaca. They were looking for someone was looking for the address for Timpanogos Regional Hospital and for the address for, what was the other one? The address for, the La Quinta, Orem, Utah. The address. Excuse me. I'm getting excited, guys.
That is crazy, though. Googling the address of a hotel in Orem, Utah from the Middle East.
And I thought, there's no way. There's no way that the actual persons who were involved. Now, and again, I'm not making that allegation. Who knows? They could have pulled up and they could have said, hey, and made the bus call to somebody who was there on the ground. Like, that's possible. They could have, or they could be stupid enough to have done it themselves. But who would ever be so foolish? Who would ever be so bold to look it up themselves? Just check. June the 2nd. Oh,
I see some of y'all saying her voice. I mean, she's animated for sure, but I definitely think that she has her unique style, and I'm all for unique. I know somebody out there finds me very annoying, so I get it. I'm not even judging at all. I love it. It's different.
May the 9th. That was another day. Oh, June 22nd. That's another day. So as I went through my list of every day that those Google searches were happening, this is August the 10th. Yeah, that's another one. Oh, August the 13th. That's another one. Oh, yeah, May 23rd. Okay. Oh, I think I had that one on a different page, but do you see what I'm saying, right? Are you guys starting to get it? Are you starting to get it? June 17th. I found 17. Occasions where that aircraft was flying into or out of or located at. Some days they just were there, and hadn't had their transponder turned on. I found every single occasion. 17. And by the way, this has not been an exhaustive search. Okay, I just used the Timpanogos and their address along with the La Quinta and their address. That's what I used as my kind of core spots. That, they were my anchor Google trends, because there have been so many of them that I'm like, I need to get with Baron and figure out what all of the days were. What I wanted to do, I'm like, I need to talk to Baron. I'm like, Baron, tell me, hit me up. Oh my gosh, because
that's why I tell people it's she only has 2,000 subs, so definitely go give her a sub. Anna Escobar. She only has 2.2, so definitely go give her a sub if you love if you like what you see. But that's why I'll be trying to tell people, like, it's not that simple. it's not that simple to find this research and then be able to just tie it all together. That's why a lot of people are like, man, when I find something, I got to go tell Baron. I'm sure people would love to not have to do that. I don't think anybody should have to rely on two people. But that's why, again, just a little bit on yesterday. That's why I was like, if there's information out there that can be put out to help everyone, right? Help everyone get down to the bottom of what happened to Charlie. I think it's necessary to do so. Again, not revealing all of your cards, because a lot of y'all like to talk to me as if this is a board game. But I'm just saying, I think that some things can be put out there to help everyone. Somebody has information that could help Anna's question that she's about to have. I'm still trying to figure out where Erica was 9/10. I use this same airport website that Anna uses, and I would never come out and say, look what I did on my research. If I actually found something, maybe, but I just do it on my own time, because one, it's going to be hard to find it. It's probably scrubbed from the internet, because if it was still on the internet, she'd be potentially locked up if I was able to catch Erica Kirk in Utah on the morning of 9/10. So when people would be like, man, do your own research. Yeah, sure. I'm literally playing with the devil here. Of course they're going to hide everything. It's not that simple. But I just want to hit on that, because I know a lot of people are like, just do your own research. Anna's explaining how sometimes it can be very challenging.
All of the days that I could find, they all had these specific days where these Google Trends were happening. And reliably, every time.
Yeah, I actually think she was in Utah. I know Candace said that she was in that little house at the airport in Arizona, but I still think she was already in Utah. That's just my opinion.
Aircraft, and there's 5 specifically related to one person. I'm going to tell you guys who it is. So, I've been looking, I've been tracking, I've been doing my research and doing my homework. I put together my list carefully. And I want to state unequivocally that I am not making an allegation toward any specific person. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. But I'm saying that this information, this is the sort of hard data that, in my opinion, can move an investigation. That is my opinion. All of the days when these Google Trends were happening, there is only one group of individuals. I checked the Kushners, right? I checked. I'm like, do you guys know whose aircraft that is? Do you know whose aircraft these are? I checked the Kushners. I was following them. I checked the, other folks that were like, that I thought maybe could be these mega donors to Turning Point USA. I checked. I checked the Egyptian planes. I checked the, the government aircraft. I checked all of them. And something Candace said last week, it's been rolling around in my mind for a long time, that there's been nothing more destructive to Benjamin Netanyahu's political career than the assassination of Charlie Kirk. There's been nothing more destructive to Benjamin Netanyahu's global standing, I would say, because Charlie was willing to work with him. Charlie, Charlie had been a friend to the cause for a long time, and he said that he was going to leave that cause. But it didn't make sense.
I actually was playing a game in my head. I said, the first person that says she needs to get to the point, I'll skip a little bit.
It didn't make sense. I just thought, Netanyahu, he was on television with Greta Van Susteren within 48 hours trying to plead his case that he hadn't done it. I thought,
She building, though. She building. I respect it.
You know what it feels like to me? That feels like a setup a little bit. And now I'm not going, listen, in my opinion, that person, that PM, is a war criminal. Send him to The Hague, get rid of him, like 100%. I am not saying that, like, in any way he is innocent of anything. And I, totally, like, 100%. But boy, it certainly would be convenient to the enemies of that person if he had been credibly alleged. I'm like, I can't even say this. If he had been credibly alleged of having had a hand in an assassination, in the largest political assassination in the past 60 years, that would probably make some motion on who, on his standing in politics. And we know that everything has really, pretty much gone downhill from there, right? Everybody knows that Israel, Charlie Kirk, right? And I think that that's true. But boy, it's occurred to me. But boy, it has occurred to me that the people that want him out, they have benefited so much from seeing the last little piece of his support get taken out in 4K.
Okay. Anna, I'm sorry. I gotta make sure the Yap community is happy. Okay. I gotta make sure they're happy. I can let me put it on 1.5. Maybe 1.5 might be too fast.
So I started to think to myself, so who are some of the enemies?
Okay, that's tough. Hey, if 1.5 you talking normal, then that's tough. And I'm sorry, but I gotta make sure everybody's happy.
With Netanyahu, who are some of the people that would love to see him fall? Except for, the entire civilized world. But there are some people that have been trying to actively get rid of him for years.
Let me slow it down a little bit.
That's why he has a corruption trial in place. There's a corruption trial right now that means that he has actively been fighting since, I think, 2019. They're trying to get rid of him over there, right? They want to put in someone who's even more far right and just as evil, but they know that he is a political anchor, right, in the world standing. And so they want to put in a new guy. They know that he's run his course. And this has been a really, really remarkable way to, I think, accurately point the world at the fact that this man is a criminal. But boy, oh boy. I started to think to myself, who are the people that are the enemies of Netanyahu? Because a lot of this.
I love animated people just because, like, I'm kind of animated too. So I'm not hating at all. But I do need, she is stalling though.
Reminds me of corporate espionage. A lot of it reminds me of corporate espionage. And if you guys have watched my series, like I did on Tibor Rosenbaum, a lot of this stuff in Israeli politics is like corporate espionage. It's like, they're all fighting with each other, but it makes a difference.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll hear from Turn Point USA at all after yesterday. That's what we was talking about on yesterday's live. I don't think, personally, I don't think what was dropped yesterday is going to have Turning Point USA scrambling for the next 2 weeks. So I don't know. Hopefully, but they haven't responded in a lot of things in a long time. Anything that's like too close to home, like too close to getting in trouble, like commenting on an SUV that was auctioned and sold off, they're already covered and protected because of that. So I don't see them commenting.
Do you know who that aircraft belongs to? Who all of those aircraft belong to that are there?
All right, let me slow it down. She's about to say it.
On the exact day that those Google searches happened, reliably, without fail, every time that those Google searches happened, planes that both belong to Miriam Adelson were in those locations. These specific planes are part of the private family fleet. This is not what they put high rollers on. This is not how they transport VIPs. These are their planes, the ones that they use. And every time that they fly in to our greatest ally or to Cyprus. "17 occasions, guys. And by the way, I have all the data saved. You can't go messing with it now."
I mean, to me, that's crazy. That's crazy. Is and you're right. It's not shocking, but I think it's crazy that the Adelson family just is so. They're in on everybody, man. The Adelson family was over Trump, and now the Adelson family. When you connect all the dots together, that's what Bibi Netanyahu was talking about with taking Turning Point. Taking Turning Point USA to the next level. It was the Adelson family, in my opinion, allegedly. You know what I mean? Like, that's clearly what it was. And Charlie clearly was aware of the trap, and that's why he denied it. But the Adelson family is just everywhere, bro. Everywhere. Then you also have to think, I think Anna's about to talk about that a little bit. Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. But the Adelson family don't even live in Izzy. They live in Vegas. And what office just opened up in Vegas? Turning Point USA. It's crazy. It's all tied together. All of these people are just all tied together in all of these different situations. And Charlie got caught in the midst of it all. He got caught signing different deals with the devil that he just had no idea what he was dealing with. But, you know, it makes the most sense. I thought this was a great find from Anna. And just realizing that the Adelson family, not only did they do what they did to Trump, but it's not looking too good with their involvement in Charlie Kirk. And I think that we can for sure, because that's what Candace was asking about. She was like, how is Bibi Netanyahu going to fund Turning Point USA to take them to the next level? In my opinion, due to pattern recognition here of Mariam Adelson offering Donald Trump hundreds of millions of dollars, I'm just putting two and two together. I'm assuming that's who Bibi Netanyahu was kind of referring to, of taking Turning Point USA to the next level. That's crazy.
I started to think to myself, why Cyprus? Why Cyprus? I know the Chabad Lubavitch thing is, that, I mean, clearly they're making it. And, again, it's from a geographic perspective, it kind of makes sense that they would want to do that. But then I remembered something. And I think that this thing might actually help with what we are doing with the Egyptian planes, because I know that Candace has been looking at those, and she had kind of determined like the amount of time that they were, gone off the map or whatever. She was saying, well, it would appear that those planes are flying in and out of either Israel or of Jordan. And so something that I hope that Candace, I hope you see this, because this is relevant as well. There's something called the Chicago Convention. The Chicago Convention is a law that got put into place in like 1948. And it means that, and
I don't want to sit here and play her whole video, but that was the biggest thing. And yes, I think that is very important information, because it kind of ties that part in with how was Bibi Netanyahu going to do it. I think we have our answer. The Adelson family was, involved in a way. And that's what also sucks about this thing, man. There's so many entities involved in this Charlie Kirk investigation that it gets hard to keep. It's kind of hard to keep up with. There's so many players involved in it, but and that's why it's so hard to see. You just got to be real with yourself. And I think that's where I come from when I do have my frustration sometimes of just being like, man, can somebody share something, man? Like that specifically, like Tucker, for example. I think Tucker knows, man. He knows. That man is a genius. He plays Mr. Oblivious. He knows. But I think it takes, not necessarily that our voice doesn't matter, because it does. But I'm also a realist, and I just want to provide an opinion that's probably unpopular. But the masses, like the feds, the president, our administration, they don't care about our little uproar on X. They don't. I'm sorry. They don't. If y'all want to sit here and just think about it. Out of everyone you know personally, who's talking about Charlie Kirk? Probably just you. Same for me. So it's like, it's so hard, man, when all of the administration and all the people that we need to make moves and start locking people up, interrogating them, and all of that, they're sitting back with their feet up, laughing at how mad we are because we feel gaslit. We notice that they're trying to gaslight us. It's the same thing with the Einstein files. Everybody was talking about the Einstein files. We were so upset. It was like, man, look, here, here, you can have it, but we're gonna heavily redact everything. And we were so mad at how we were like, our administration is protecting, predators and pedos, all that other stuff. They just laughed. And they never released the files ever again. Matter of fact, they came out and told us to appreciate them for releasing the redacted version after gaslighting us, saying they don't exist and saying they never seen them. Kash Patel saying he doesn't think there's anything in there that shows, that type of activity. Just for it to come out and prove that, and then turn around and say, look, we're the most transparent administration you've ever had. Why? Because all the other presidents never released it. We released it. It's heavily redacted, but you should be grateful here. So when you compare some of these things, and I'm not downplaying or minimizing Charlie Kirk, obviously is a very huge deal. We all had to witness something that was so tragic. And I think that's why we're all trauma bonded together, because that's something that we as humans, as civilians, we're not supposed to see stuff like that. It's not normal. And so we all feel tried and disrespected at the fact that they try to do that in broad daylight. But we have to understand that they did it in broad daylight for a reason. If they really didn't want people to know what happened to Charlie Kirk, they would have just did it at his house while he was asleep. Wouldn't even have to think twice about it. Woke up the next day, Charlie Kirk dead at 30, 31. You can say anything when it's in his house. But they didn't. They chose to make it public in an open space, just so they can sit there and lie to us every single day about what actually happened. And when I really sit back and think about it, I'm like, man, these folks ain't even budging on the Einstein files. Why would they budge on the Charlie Kirk situation? That doesn't mean that we should stop. We should never stop. They didn't expect Candace. They didn't expect Candace. And yes, I agree. They did it in public. So everybody else that felt like they can speak out, maybe like a Tucker Carlson, maybe. But they did that in public. So that way everybody else falls right in line and says, look what's going to happen to you if you come out and speak out. So I think that's why it's very important for everybody to come together and do anything we can to bring justice to this situation. And we might not get the full form of justice, as in Erica gets locked up, Turning Point USA gets locked up. I don't personally see that happening. I said that before. I don't see that happening, because then you have to also have an alternative in your mind, and you have to say, okay, I want justice for Charlie Kirk, and this is how I see it. Erica's getting arrested. Turning Point USA is doing this, doing that. Okay, but then that would mean JD Vance would have to come out and apologize for gaslighting us. Trump would have to come out and apologize for gaslighting us. The entire Turning Point USA would have to crumble to the ground completely, because they were lying and gaslighting us. You know, you got your smaller he's a large platform, but compared to like the administration, you got Brandon Tatum, you got all of these like ignorant people that are standing by that 30-6 narrative that would have to come out and apologize to us. I don't see that happening. Now, at one point in time, I did, until bigger fish started to come out and also gaslight us. I'm like, Trump is not finna come on national TV and make an announcement and say, wow, the person that I called ugly, right? Candace Owens, the person that I called ugly, the person that I said the most vile person of the year, the person that I called dumb, low IQ, Laura Loomer called her a ghetto black biatch. That's who's going to be right at the end of all of this? Candace Owens? We're going to have to come out and apologize to Candace Owens? I don't see them doing that. Now, we'll know the truth. We'll know who these people really are. But you have to, we have to understand that. So I think that's why I always come from a place of just like, listen, man, Tyler Robinson is facing, they requested to take the death penalty off the case, and the judge denied it. So yes, in my opinion, the clock is ticking, because there's a man that's about, and yes, there's plenty of people that are wrongfully convicted for things, but in this situation with Charlie Kirk, there's a guy in prison right now that may potentially get the death penalty. So yes, the clock is ticking. Yes. So when people say, why are you such in a rush? I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling everybody to drop absolutely everything they have. But yeah, it's been like 9 months. So I'm sorry if I'm just like, hey, can we maybe help throw Tyler Robinson a bone? You know what I mean? And we have. I think there's so many different things that the defense could pull from the internet. And that's a whole nother thing. Why don't they? I don't know. But this isn't gonna end well. So I mean, I just want to go out swinging, man. Go out swinging, get as much as we can. Figure out all the people in this story that's guilty, all of them. I agree with Candace that these people just need to live forever, so that way their reputation can be ruined forever. We'll always know who they are, their character. That's just, I hope it ends that way, at least for us. Because I think that's the best that it's gonna get, is that we'll know, like we don't know, but we know. I think that's real. That's the real thing. We'll know who Erica really is, but I don't see Erica ever coming out and apologizing for all the times she called us demonic. All the times she called us demonic, all the times they called us different names, Blake Neff, Andrew Kovac. Y'all ever see Trump come out and apologize for the Einstein files? I don't see that happening for the Charlie Kirk situation. But, we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, we have, I think, everybody that's on this side of the table is fighting for truth. Everybody. So, that's why I never really like to see anybody having like beef that's on the same side. Just because it's like, man, just don't forget of having like our eyes on the prize, like having our eyes on the same thing, which is getting down to the bottom of what happened to Charlie. There's no reason to argue about who put out the content first and all that other stuff. Like, it really doesn't matter. But let me get to y'all comments. I appreciate y'all for listening. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let me see what the like button is. Let me see what the like, how many likes we got right now, so we can set a little goal while we are going through the comments. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the sub button as well. We're on the road to 23K. I appreciate all the support along the way. I believe we are at 54. We got, man, come on. We got 95, 79. I think 50. Look, I just liked it. That's 55. We can get to about 70. That's 15. 95 people in the chat on YouTube, 77 on TikTok. It is 55 likes. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I think we can get to 70. 70 is fair, I think. All right, let's see. All right, let's see some comments. My husband don't give a AF either. I'm so glad to see your numbers ticking up. You accidentally fell on my radar when I was watching Baron, and my YouTube algorithm pulled you up next. Been here since. Keep it up. Oh, that's dope. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you for rocking with me this entire time. Thank you so much. We just need any theory that works besides the official BS narrative, and Tyler can be exonerated, and we can stop the hateful rhetoric and doxing one another. I agree. I mean, that's something that I think for sure should be somewhat of a priority. The second, I promise y'all, the second Tyler Robinson, this is my opinion. You know, I'm not claiming to be an expert at all. This is just my street smart kicking in. The second Tyler Robinson is released from prison will be the first time we will see our government working. Because once Tyler Robinson is released, like he's found not guilty or exonerated, bro, they will start to get to work. Because somebody has to go down for this. Somebody. You got all of these people, JD Vance, Trump, Turning Point USA, all of these people placing guilt on Tyler Robinson, saying they know he did it. He's guilty. Blake Neff be talking about him, all the other stuff. If Tyler Robinson walked, one, they would probably blame all of us. Look what y'all did, blah, blah, blah. But that'd be the first person. That'd be the first time that our government and the feds would actually start working. Because we would be like, yay, he didn't pull the trigger. So you can lock him up for something else, but he didn't pull the trigger. And if we started finding other things after that, then they would have to start listening and at least pretending to do their job. I've been a fan of yours from the start. I just think your lives have been a little negative lately. I've missed the investigation in TPUSA, Erica, etc. That's all. No hate from me. I still support you. I appreciate it. That's fine. We can get back to it if that's what, well, not that I was ignoring that at all. But yeah, that's fine. I appreciate it. And we can for sure tap right back into that. I think that sometimes I definitely got to get some stuff off, but you know, if I've been a little negative Nancy lately, my apologies. There are days for sure, and I've admitted that a couple of times. There are days that I for sure fall short. You know what I mean? I for sure fall short as far as just like, dang, bro, nothing's gonna happen. And I just get pissed sometimes because Somebody's dead. Charlie's dead. And, knowing that the outcome of this is nothing is going to happen, because I firmly believe that, there are days that I just get pissed when, I question somebody, like Tucker Carlson or something, and, somebody immediately tries to bring up this whole thing about somebody's playing a chess game and Tucker's playing a chess game. And I just get pissed sometimes because I'm like, I'm so freaking tired of 25 people playing chess. Like, I don't understand how that's not a reasonable thing to be annoyed with. So yeah, there has been this last week for sure. I've been annoyed just because I've just been getting so much heat for I feel like asking valid questions. But yeah, it is what it is, though. I'll get right. My apologies. That was not an emergency. That was not an emergency. She has obviously not been in a real emergency. Let's see. You talking about like the emergency podcast? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I think I think it was great information for sure. I mean, I would agree with you. I don't think it was like that crazy of an emergency to advertise like that, but I'm probably gonna get hate for saying that. I'm not sure, just the vibes with Tucker, etc. I get his point, but I miss the fun tea chatting is all. It's okay. I appreciate y'all. For saying that. I got you. Forgive me. These people act like Candace and Barron can do no wrong. It is cult-like behavior, for real. I hate to say it. It is no better than the people that go to bat for TPUSL and everything. I agree. I mean, that's one thing I thought of. I was like, you can't say that y'all are not them and then turn around and do the same thing they do. If you're a pursuer of truth, then it doesn't really matter how it comes and who asks the questions. You can't really be upset that your favorite person got asked a question. So, but I agree. But again, I try to keep in mind that we're all on the same side here. And a lot of people are just very sensitive and protective. I don't think you're being negative by stating your opinion or questioning things exactly like they do daily, which is the point of investigating. Not every question is going to be positive. That I agree with. I feel like sometimes there's going to be some some tough questions that are pretty direct and people sometimes don't like it. It happens. I mean, I feel like their favorite podcasters do it all the time. So I'm like, hey, it's just little old me. I'm sorry. People got upset at me when I was asking Stu Peters for the text messages with Blake. I was like, bro, you brought up the messages with Blake. You brought that up. You said, Blake, tread lightly, because Blake was pressuring me similar to Charlie Kirk. And I was like, how is nobody interested in those text messages? How is that not relevant to the case? But I don't wait on anybody. So I literally just started tagging him on X. And I was like, hey, bro, like, you said that you have text messages that you told Blake to tread lightly, and Blake has never commented on it. But I'm like, you brought that up. Like, that was odd. And like your whole reasoning and explanation on how all of a sudden Blake used to work for you. That's odd. How about if Blake was pressuring you similar to Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk is dead, I feel like you should bring those messages forward since you brought them up. I'm not telling you to do something out of left field. You said you have messages. So I'm just saying, can you bring it up? Bro, I got so much freaking negative comments from that. And it's annoying because it's from the side of truth. And man, it pissed me off, bro. Because I'm just like, if it's not Baron or Candace asking a question, my God, everybody's like, shut up. And I'm like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm really not. I am not going to sit here and follow anybody blindly 100% of the time. And I just don't know where it's getting at right now. It literally, if Baron and Candace don't say something, nobody else is allowed to say anything. That junk is so annoying. Quit gaslighting us. Thank you for supporting the channel. Lapel mic misfired, not laying right. Glass shard fracture shot through artery, quick blood loss, rapid deterioration. Should have been chest blowout. All the glass. Oops. Paver emergency. You give me a whole bunch of bullet points. But yeah, I actually agree with you. I believe right here should have been a artery rapid deterioration, should have been chest blowout, all the glass. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I'm pretty much kind of on board with that same thing. And I still think the necklace had some type of role, like something. I'm not trying to rule it out, but that picture that Baron released yesterday, it had some type of burn, like right there by the pendant area. So yeah, it was kind of weird. Oh, quit gaslighting us again. Thank you for the dono. Keep going. Love seeing the growth from TikTok. You're all on it. Go Max. I appreciate you so much. Honestly, I do. I see this Charlie is dead. All right. Oh, my fault. I see this Charlie is dead already, right? Candace wants them to keep lying and walking into traps. If she lays everything out, they will coordinate a story to work. Yes, I understand that. I do think that everything doesn't require a trap, like everything, but I do understand the principle of what she's doing. I also have the mindset of Turning Point USA has lied, I don't know, 20 plus times now. So personally, I don't need to see them or be proven that they're lying on another thing. It really only takes once or twice with me. So sometimes there's things out there that's just undeniable. I'm not saying like that's going to be the case every single time, but of like, for example, if you have evidence that like literally incriminates somebody or literally proves that here they are, then I don't really know how it can be spun. I know they can come up with a lot of different things, but I just think what I am trying to say is that I don't think everything is a chess game. Everything doesn't require trying to catch Turning Point into a trap. But again, that doesn't discredit Candace's work. But I just know that there are a lot of people that do that. And I'm like, bro, everybody can't be trying to catch them in a lie. Oh my gosh. They're liars. We all know that. They've lied about the crazy. And then when they're backed against the wall, when they're cornered, they don't ever say anything. It's literally happened every single time. Since like December. When they get cornered, they don't say a word. So that's why sometimes I get frustrated as well, because I'm like, no, I get it. I get the chess games because they have been caught in a lot before. But there are times where I'm like, bro, if we get super close on something, they'll just go radio silent. Like, that's just what they do. She told Lionel that she doesn't type her social media posts. She has PR person who she lets them type whatever they like because she thinks it's perfect interpretation of her. I figured her PR team handling all that. I like you, Jay. Don't worry about people like that. We need to be objective and question everyone, even CEO and Tucker. Yeah, I don't think it hurts at all. I appreciate it. I don't think it hurts at all as long as you have like great intention. I try to tell people that all the time. I don't have any intentions of being like, you know, Candace is part of the psyop, like the other side be saying that. I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey, I don't, this one particular thing, you're not really making sense. And if you can clarify it, if more than just me, but if enough people say, can you clarify that? She might do it. Instead of being like, you leave the episode with so many questions and you're like, oh, she's playing chess. Oh, and I'm like, bro, just ask her. Just simply hey, this doesn't really make sense to me. She might say something. She might not. Who knows? Doesn't hurt. And let's be honest, the photos that she just released could have been released before. Literally no reason that they needed to be held onto. I agree, but I don't want to say too much more. I've been annoyed enough about all of that. So I agree with you though. I don't think it was anything crazy. But it was the same thing with the Aspen video. When she dropped 35 seconds of it, I was like, why don't you drop the part that's relevant, which is the donor question, and not the women's leader summit question or statements. I don't know. Because her saying she has that, maybe something I have more, and I know you know what I have. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Barron said yesterday that TPUSA better not wait until Candace get back. He said it's gonna get very bad in 2 weeks. So I mean, like, they're not gonna say anything. That's my guess, but I guess we'll see what she come with. She also lied about Blake Bednarz on her live show with millions watching. I would crash out if that happened to me. People are still making ridiculous accusations and assumptions. I actually saw that. I was looking at, I forgot who it was. I forgot what it was, but yeah, it was something that Blake said that happened, and Cannon said it didn't happen. But yeah, I can't remember what part it was. And Blake had like the proof or something. I had the same sentiments, but then I watched her emergency episode again and realized TBUSA was really the target. She showed more to signal that she has more, so they should be cautioned. I agree. I think that, if they didn't know, I for sure always knew she had a lot more. So, if they're finding out now, then they are in a rude awakening. But I've always felt like Candace has double to triple times more information. And that's why I was saying yesterday, I was like, it is gatekeeping, but it's reasonable and understandable gatekeeping. Like, it's okay. I understand it. But just don't tell me that it's not gatekeeping. That's a lie. They've been known what each other had. Hey. Don't be questioning the principal and Barron like that. Oh, that's an interesting point. Safe space. Nobody get offended at all at any comment. That's what this is for. I want to just reiterate that. These people being judgmental, if you just ignore them, I'm thinking the same thing as you. Even with CO, these photos she had for months. So why release yesterday? I feel the same as you. It's strange. Yeah, I mean, it is strange. Maybe it'll make sense. We're all open to it. So but yeah, it didn't really make sense. But maybe it will. She could interview anyone in the world, and she chose Hunter Biden. Laughed at drug addiction. Didn't ask one single question about 2 laptops. Pedo treason and so on. That was her lowest point. Yeah, a lot of people did not like that interview. Personally, I don't think I watched that much of it, but I saw the reviews though. I'm just glad Barron got her to share it because she clearly is not trying to let any of her cards show at all. We're all so ready because we're all so invested and have been following the entire time. And you know what? Now that I think of it, ain't it crazy? Barron is allowed to tell her to share the pictures. But God dang it, if I say, can you share the pictures? Y'all be coming for me. Not everybody, but quite a few people. Y'all be coming for me. Why you rushing? Oh, but Barron can make a phone call and say, drop it and you okay. You know what? Now I got to make a video about it. Y'all finna get me worked up. But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool when Barron do it. It's a problem when I do it. I'm sorry. I'm not Barron. It is what it is. Barron has that authority. That's why I trust the smaller channels and the ones that push back on the current assumption of what happened. Yeah, that's, it's always good to listen to everybody. Like it's always good to do that. I appreciate you for being one of those people that do that. Because you don't have to worry about like the bias. I'll tell y'all straight up. I love Barron. I love Candace. So if I ever say anything that question them, that don't mean I don't love them. That don't mean I don't love their content. But yes, there are people that would just never do that. It would never. Everything is always perfect. And that just, my brain doesn't operate that way. People mess up. It happens. People sometimes leave open-ended, open questions that I might have. Or they didn't bring it all together. Bro, you know how many people used to ask me to make review videos for Candace? Like, keep doing it. At first, I was just doing it like for myself, but then people on TikTok and folks used to literally be like, bro, please keep doing it. Because like sometimes I have no idea. Like I can't bring it together. And then I even did it for Barron. People was like, bro, can you please bring it all together? Because I just don't know. Imagine if people went on social media was like, I don't really know what Barron's talking about. How much hate they would get. And it's like, that's not okay. That's not cool. I think they gatekeep a lot of info because it's a lot of holes we don't have the answer to yet. So showing a card could give them an opportunity to cover up other ends that we haven't got to yet. Yeah, I mean, again, it's reasonable and understandable and justifiable gatekeeping. I just hate when, I don't necessarily hate. I was just saying like, bro, just keep it a buck. It is gatekeeping, but you're 100% justified though. I get it. Facts. Question everything, everyone, always. 100%. Always question everything, anything, and anybody. Because it don't hurt. Y'all love Charlie, right? Keep asking questions because that's the only thing that'll keep you free. But now all of a sudden, people don't want you asking certain questions. I don't know. It's crazy. You have to have discernment, and a lot of people who are a part of TBUSA and Calvary Church go with what they believe is the only right answer, and they end up followers and not leaders. I agree with you for sure. You need to expect trolls and people like that. They only want a reaction. Yeah, you're right. I am very familiar with TikTok, so I don't even be looking at the trolls and stuff like that on TikTok. And I think TikTok, like the community on TikTok, is like so used to it being a safe space. Like we've been doing it on TikTok for a while now, so I can make a video, which I need to, and just be honest. And it's gonna be quite a few people that are open to just being like, yeah, I can understand that. You know what I mean? That's it. But with X, oh my gosh, bro. With X and sometimes YouTube, bruh, you really can't say much on X. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, take it how y'all want. Candace and Baron, fans and stands, you can't say much on X, bro. Because if you do, they gonna come for you. They gonna come for you. So, like, sometimes, like, if I have like just a thought, like how we talking right now, I won't put it on X. Because God dang, everybody just be tripping. I'm like, bro, just relax, bro. I'm not like jumping to conclusions here. I'm just, Lord. TBUSA is coming out with a Charlie Kirk documentary they've been working on for 6 months. I believe it. Why do I do believe that? They're probably gonna drop it on 9/10 this September coming up. Let's see. Do you remember when Andrew told Candace it was supposed to be her and Tucker? I do. And I want to follow up on that because that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. But you know, Andrew Cope is never gonna come out and say anything like that. That literally should bring somebody into the interrogation room. Because what does he mean? What does he mean by that? And he's never had to come out and clarify, correct the record, nothing. Just move on. Are you a very young looking Gen X? I am. I think I'm the first year Gen Z. I'm 97. I think millennials was 96. It cut off at 96. So I'm the first year of Gen Z. I'm an OG. OG Gen Zer. Why is he so red? Frank Turek? Yeah, he was. Let's see. Can't help but see the cowardice on their face, the lack of conviction and authority. I 100% agree, bro. Every time I look at all of them, I'm like, bro, y'all all look just fake. Yeah, definitely go give Anna a follow for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not everyone is a researcher. Some just do commentary. They are still important too, like Jay and the Black Line Brief. Yes, for sure. Matt is cool, man. Matt has always been cool. Matt has always been somebody that is also an open book to just asking questions to anybody. You know, he's cool. We talk all the time, and I enjoy people that are open to that. Um, I don't really have any friends in life, unfortunately, but you guys are like friends to me. It's nice to know there's like-minded people. Oh, I mean, don't say that. I'll be a friend, man. Golden Cat 999. I'll be a friend. But yes, this is the Yap community. We are all friends and family together. We all are for sure like-minded, and I enjoy that the most about everybody here for sure. And thank you for joining, because I know you're a regular. You're always in here listening and yapping. So thank you so much. Yeah, I need to hit up DD. I know y'all told me to do that already. I was talking to Baze, so figure something out. I'm super busy this weekend, but maybe something next week. I hate that none of these demonic people will ever be in jail. It's so wrong. It is. It is. Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk investigation has turned into the Einstein files. And nobody will ever get locked up. And nobody will ever come forward and have to, address anything. None of that, man. That is like the Charlie Kirk files now, and it's all protected. I question myself. Why wouldn't I question others? That's a fact. That is a fact. There are times where I for sure I'm like, I don't know if I said that right, or did I leave something open that I do that all the time. There was a live a couple of weeks ago that I was like, I just feel like deleting it. That just wasn't something I was proud of. Candace did an emergency episode because of Baron Coleman's urgency. Is he her handler? I don't get why he plus Lionel Nation are so in control. I don't know. I would hope that that's not the case. But I don't know. We don't know these people. We all give everybody the benefit of the doubt, assuming that everybody's good until they show us or give us a reason to think otherwise. So I don't know. You're right. It doesn't really make any sense, but hopefully that's not the case. I would like to think it's not. Quitting his day job, researching Egyptian planes. Who are you? I don't know. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt and assume that they're a great person until they prove otherwise. So, you have every right to question, and hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they remain good in my book. I have no reason to think otherwise at the moment. X is not a good place. I have been told I should be tarred and what is that? Tarred and feathered publicly for bullying the widow. Yeah, X is so toxic, man. X is toxic, especially when they throw you on the bad side of the algorithm. Because they'll just blow up your whole tweet. It's similar to TikTok. Your video on TikTok could hit the bad side of TikTok for no reason. Yeah. All right. He's super late. Yeah, literally at the sign off. Let me see if we got to 70. There we go. I appreciate y'all. We got to 80. So that was 10 more than I expected. Thank y'all again for listening on this beautiful Saturday. Make sure you hit the like button again if you are watching the replay in the morning. I appreciate y'all as well for watching the replay. And hitting the like button as well then too, because I think it resets or something like maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not privy to all of that yet. Don't forget to hit the sub button again. We're on the road to 23K. I appreciate all the support along the way. Turn those notifications on so you can be notified when we go live. It should be tomorrow. I don't know. Y'all know me. It could be any day but Wednesday. So just turn the notifications on. And we may possibly go live tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. Again, new baby will be here in the next 2-3 weeks. So get ready for that, because there might be a different scheduling for the live, trying to figure out the new routine. It may not be 10:30 because babies love to just keep you up all night. I don't know yet. So bear with me, because I'll have to figure that out all over again. So turn your notifications on. I appreciate y'all for listening. And outside of that, I hope y'all enjoy y'all beautiful Sunday. And I will see y'all on the next one.